Y'all, it's Kayla J here. So today, God woke me up out of my sleep to talk about this. I was just about to go take a nap, and as I was drifting off to sleep, He woke me up and told me, like, you have to talk about this now. And this is something that's very raw, and it's kind of still happening. It's an open wound, I should say. Um, and I haven't gotten over it. I'm trying to grow through and I'm trying to heal, but I really don't know the steps to heal. But I do know that I've asked God to allow me and to show me the steps of healing. And this is something that He asked me to do. And so I know that this is maybe a first step of healing. And so, as always, guys, I'm being honest, I'm being raw. I can only be my true self. And so I ask y'all to just, as always, don't judge. But in college, there were a group of girls who were just really terrible to me and some other people that I really loved. And yeah, and so just after them just treating us like they did, of course, eventually, and not eventually, kind of immediately, it's like the natural reaction is to, you treat me like that, I'm going to treat you like this. And so it kind of became a tit for tat kind of thing. And, this was kind of what was normal for us. But of course, it was still causing pain for me and, like I said, some people that I love. And so one day, me and one of my friends, we were talking about just a few of the girls out of the group. We were talking about them, and they happened to see it. They happened to see us talking about them, and confronted us, and we were just like, this is our truth. We will not apologize for this. And in that day, I felt so emboldened. I was just like, I'm kind of glad you saw it, because if you don't know how I feel by now, then you probably never know. So I'm glad you have seen this, and this is how I feel, not operating in the spirit, because that's not what God calls us to do. And so, after that day, I kind of let it go. It was just like, whatever, you saw that I was talking about you, great. And it's just, that's so not in my character. And I hate that I was brought out of my character, like the whole ordeal. But I know that God gave me like chances in this whole process, just to be better than what was, I guess, expected of me, or what was the norm, and just to really show His character. And that day I didn't. And so fast forward a couple years later, like a couple months ago, well, I guess the beginning of 2021, God asked me, or I was talking to one of my friends, and we were talking about hypocrisy, and we were talking on and on, a great conversation. And God was just like, oh, you want to talk about hypocrisy? And then literally it was like, in my mind, He replayed that situation, and He was like, I need you to apologize. I said, God, you know how they treated me, people I loved. Why on earth would I apologize? And He was just like, I need you to apologize. That's what He kept saying. He said, I need you to apologize. And I was like, I don't even know how to reach them. If I wanted to, what am I even going to say? I need you to apologize. I was like, no, I won't. So I let it go. Then the next day, God is persistent, and He knows that I have a heart to be obedient to Him. Whatever He asks me to do, eventually I'm going to do. And I really want to get to that immediate obedience. Maybe I'll do a video about that later, but immediate obedience is so important. And I feel like there's favor in immediate obedience, but I wasn't. And so the next day He came back, asked me again, I need you to apologize to them. Y'all, with tears in my eyes, I began drafting this text to send to just this small portion of the group of girls. I began to, draft the text to send. But like I said, with tears in my eyes, because it's just like the way they treated me, like I said, people that I loved, was just so terrible. And sometimes it was just like, why? You don't know me. You just know of me. You never really gave me a chance. And so I was just like, why do you want me to apologize, God? Like, this sucks. Why do I have to be the bigger person? And of course, I wasn't no angel in it, you know. It was sometimes where, of course, like I said, I would bite back. But all in all, like, I'm like, God, why do you want me to apologize? Why do you want me to be the bigger person when me talking about them was warranted, you know? Who wouldn't talk about what is my truth and what was happening? And so, but that was a time when it was really intentional, and it was really nasty, and it was unwarranted. And so God said, you need to apologize. And so, y'all, like I said, I began drafting the text, and and I sent it, and I was like, I'm thankful that God put in my heart, okay, don't expect anything back. Don't expect oh, I apologize too, or don't expect I accept you don't expect anything back, and I didn't. And so I thank God that my heart was shielded from that, but I didn't expect anything back. And so I sent it, and after I sent it, I'm like, God, why would you make me vulnerable again? Why would you make me put my heart out there, and my feelings out there for people who, first of all, didn't care about me in the first place, people who have shown me time and time again that my life is basically pointless to them, or just that I just don't matter. And he was just saying, you know, the level that I'm going to take you to, I don't need people from your past thinking that you are a hypocrite. I don't need people from your past thinking, or any message that you talk about, even this channel, everything that I talk about is null and void, because how can you preach the gospel when it was on this day at this time that you did the opposite of what a child of God would do? And so I was just like, man, you know, I never want to be a hypocrite. And so, like I said, in that moment, I really had to put my pride to the side and apologize for something that deep down I kind of wasn't sorry for. But in God, and because that day I did not honor God, and I did not carry out the mission of the gospel, I was apologetic for that. And I know that's what God wanted my heart to see, like, that was an opportunity for you to be the bigger person. That was an opportunity for you to have 4 more people, you know, grow closer to me, come into my kingdom. But as one of God's servants, I didn't do that. And so I was so apologetic for that. And I'm so grateful that God made me put my pride to the side and apologize, because I know that what I'm saying is not me. I'm just the vessel. But if the vessel is tainted, and if people can't get past me, and if I did something wrong to them, then I know that they're not going to see what God has put inside of me. And so I know I had to apologize. And like I said, yeah, it was hard, and I'm still going through it. It's still very painful, because I just know, like, it's just like, why, you know? But I know that it was God allowed. I know that everything, you know, that happened was God. And like I said, I'm not ready to talk about it, and maybe I won't ever on this channel, because it is something that's personal. It is something that was very troubling for a lot of years, and like I said, it's still troubling. But I just know that sometimes God allows you to go through things that really bring out your character and really bring out your fight, you know. Things that you never thought you would have to go through, from the most unlikely people, but God allows you to go through them, or he allows them to happen to you, just for you to grow, just for you to get to a place where you lean on God, get to a place where you're like, if I don't have anybody, I have God. And I don't need to be accepted. I don't need people to like me. I don't need people to love me, as long as I have God. And I know that I'm thinking that was the purpose that he had me go through what I went through, because I think I was needing acceptance, and I would have welcomed people to just accept me. And so I know God supplemented that and said, I don't want you to go down that path of needing acceptance from people. I need you to need it from me, because where I'm taking you, they can't, people, not even them, anybody who I work with, the kids I teach, no one can give you that acceptance, and no one can fill that God-shaped hole that's in your heart. And so, yeah, What happens when God asks you to apologize to people who do not deserve your apology? You do it. You do it, and you trust God through the process. I ask God to allow me to heal. I ask God, show me the steps for my healing. Show me the steps so that way I can think about this situation and not feel a huge burden or not feel pain, like physical pain. Show me how I can get over this. And all I know is a couple months later, he has me apologizing. Now that seems so backwards, but God has a beautiful track record, and I'm not gonna question it. I'm not gonna question why. So yeah, if he asks you to apologize to someone, I know it hurts. Oh my God, I know it hurts. Whew. But you can do it. First of all, because God asked you to do it. Second of all, because you don't know what's on the other side of your apology. You don't know the healing that God has in store for you just by you forgiving. And I ask God to help me to forgive people who don't even know what they've done, to forgive people who don't even deserve my apology. Help me to forgive, God. And like I said, all I know is a couple months later, he's asking me to forgive. He's asking me to ask for an apology. What? In the natural, I'm like, okay, God, maybe you didn't hear me. Maybe I cut my hand, y'all. Sorry, this is but maybe you didn't hear me, God. Maybe you thought I said that I needed to, But no, he heard you. He heard me, and the steps to forgiveness, the steps to getting that bitterness and that hatred out your heart is going to maybe be uncanny, but it's necessary for your growth. And so I pray that if you're watching this, I pray that God can begin to go into your heart and break up the forgiveness and break up the bitterness and the hatred. I'm somebody that does not hate, I don't hate birds, insects, but I felt hatred coming for certain people, and I don't need that. It's too heavy. It's too heavy. It's a darkness, and I don't need it. I need light. And so I know me following God is the process to the light that I want and that I need and that I seek. So yeah, and I just, a disclaimer, I wasn't rose gold in this situation either. I'm not perfect in this either, but yeah, I want to say that, but I know that I asked God to heal me and heal me from that situation, and so I know that he's doing it slowly, God, but surely. So yeah, I hope you can identify with this video. I hope that this video made you think of something that you need to reconcile with, or need to forgive, ask for forgiveness, and then the process of you forgiving them. Forgive them, for they not know what they do. God says, touch not my anointed. And maybe I said this earlier, but I just do want to stress, God continued to tell me, you all are even. I don't love you any more than I love them. I favor you in some areas, I favor them in some areas, but I don't love you. Because I always said, God, why would you allow your children to hurt your other children? And he continued to say, I don't favor you any more than I favor them. I love you both all the same. And so I really had to get out of that mode that, oh, I'm God's no, we're all God's children. And so this is God reconciling his children. So yeah, I pray that this video blesses you. I pray that the Lord keeps you. I pray that his face shines upon you, and that he's gracious to you in all that you do. Yeah, go out and be blessed, y'all. Love y'all. Please like, please subscribe, please comment. No hate. I don't got time for it. But yeah, love you guys. Bye.